guys, and welcome back to FH5 news video. Yeah, I'm back, and we're going to just gloss over some more of the information coming up to the FH5 release. So yeah, obviously they did another live stream, and they give us some more information about what we're gonna get added and so on, and so we kind of get started on that. Yeah. Right. Cool. So what we've got here. So like the game modes, or the they are game modes really.
So they basically released some more information on the online adventures and stuff, didn't they? And all the multiplayer stuff. There's some quite good stuff. There was no word on private sessions, which is the biggest bugbearer, unfortunately, because that for me is one of the most essential things we need. Because the thing with private sessions is they were private.
Yeah. You didn't just have people,
You didn't have people just randomly coming up to you like every 5 minutes when you're trying to film a video. It's very annoying.
Literally doing donuts around you, it's like,
and just standing there in the
mates.
back of a thumbnail shot. You're like, bog off. So yeah, that's the biggest bugbear. So there's no info on that. However, they did give us a bit of info on like the Horizon Arcade, which we already knew about. But it is basically Forza Horizon Live, if I'm right.
Yeah. So in the same format of, but obviously they've not really gone into that much detail, and I don't think you're going to get that much detail until you actually play the game. But in the same format of Forza Horizon Live, as in the same types of challenges, I believe. Is this the one where I think there's like different game modes, where you can do, it'll tell you to do certain things and so on and what have you, and you'll do it. I don't know if it's going to be a matter of Forza Horizon Live, where you turn up and you do it style thing. If it might be a joinable game mode or something. So yeah, obviously you'll just like choose this, and then it'll fill a lobby, and then you go and play it or something. Which obviously might die off by the end of the game, but it'll be fun at the start. Give it that way. So yeah,
you've got Horizon Open, which is obviously open lobbies, basically online adventure. No word on ranked though, unfortunately. They do also have Horizon Tour, which is basically co-op campaign. You're basically in a tour with 6 mates, and then you drive around.
Five of you.
Yeah, 5 mates. 6 of you, and then you basically drive and race to places and do races against 6 AI. It's a bit like the convoy system and the co-op campaign mating as one from Forza Horizon 3.
So in a nutshell. All it is you'll get 5 mates max. Obviously, I presume you can do less, and maybe they'll limit the AI amount as well. I don't know. But the point is that you can have a maximum of 5 of your mates, so there's 6 of you. You'll verse 6 AI. You'll drive to an event. There you'll meet your 6 AI. You'll race them. You'll then drive to another event. You'll race there against your mates and the AI. Seems like a alright concept.
Yeah. There was no new cars officially revealed as such. I don't think there was.
I don't think so, no.
I think Mazda was lurking in the back of shot though.
Yeah.
I think there were some Mazda, so I think Mazda is officially back. The car list was revealed recently as well, by the way. We didn't do a video, obviously, 2 weeks ago when the car list was officially revealed. So there isn't that much info on it either, because it's not fully complete. There are absent car brands, but by the looks of it, at the minute, it is rather terrible until they basically, if they release the car list that they have now in the game, I genuinely would be I wouldn't really give a toss, because the car lists are always not that good, and I don't buy it for the car list. But there's nothing in that I would drive around every single day, except in the Range Rovers, the classic ones. Nothing that floats my boat. So they need to edit it, add some more cars, because they're getting a bit too non-car person, really. A bit too many high-end cars and not enough low-end runabouts that are actually firstly useful and secondly decent. Not enough classics or anything at the minute. However, they haven't finished it. So
what I will allude to as well is just before we move on from the game modes and stuff. Obviously, the Eliminator is returning. They have swapped out the little old Mini that they added for Britain, and they are putting in the Volkswagen Beetle.
Yes. Which you'll question, the Beetle wasn't built in
Yes,
Mexico.
yes,
Yes, it was, actually.
Yeah.
Till 2003.
Yes.
From 1938 to 2003, that car was in production in some way, shape or form.
It was a German masterpiece, 1930s, I believe. Somewhere in that decade.
It originally came out as the KDF wagon, also known as the Hitlermobile, in 1938. Volkswagen then decided to take the ownership of the building of the car after 1943, I believe. After the war, they then started building them in the 50s and started actually mass producing them as the Volkswagen Beetle rather than the KDF wagon, which then they took it up production, I think, in the 80s as a Volkswagen, as Germany anyway. They introduced the new Beetle, I think, in 1998, or it might have been a bit earlier than that. It might have been a bit later, actually. But they actually produced the Volkswagen Beetle, the classic one, in some way, shape, or form, all the way up until 2003, meaning it has one of the longest spells in production of any mass-produced car, and it is the greatest selling car of all time.
And obviously, the Mini was very British representative, obviously, when it was in Britain. And obviously that's just why the Beetle
the Mini was on sale for a long time. The Mini was on sale till 2001.
Yeah. Well, so because they kind of want an older car, and obviously they're somewhat related to the country. And obviously the Beetle was made in Mexico.
The Beetle has been confirmed as one of the barn finds as well.
Okay.
So it is one of the barn finds. So yeah, car list though in general not that good, but it isn't finished, so we'll give them the benefit of the doubt.
Well, I think we will try and wait until we get quite a lot of knowledge, which could be like a week or two before release.
Yeah, we will upload a video with the full car list.
Yeah, because there's not really much point in doing much.
Yeah,
when the car list at the
like
moment.
7 or 8 car brands that are missing, which are obviously going to come back, just not at this minute because it's a bit too early.
And so we're just gonna wait for future progress or whatever to see what we actually get before we start to say, oh, this is what you're gonna get, because you're probably gonna get a lot more. We'll wait to tell you what you're gonna get.
Yeah, so that's why I've officially stopped the wish list.
A few moments later.
Yes. So obviously the car list isn't into. Oh, we were on about the Illuminator. We were on about something. Oh yeah, we were on about the Volkswagen Beetle. Either way, Illuminator's going to be alright, I guess. And it's just going to be the same, really, but again with different cars or whatever. What did they show? They showed the Volkswagen Beetle and like the Peugeot 208.
I saw the 205, 216. They did blur off in the gameplay the cars from the drops. Now, about cars and drops, you can officially swap cars now.
Oh yes, that is one thing. Yes.
Or gift cars.
Gift cars, yes. So initially, when I heard this, I thought, oh, okay, you're going to spill turn to someone's username and give them a car for free. That's not quite the case.
No, but I don't think it's quite a cool idea now. What I will be doing for you lot is, if I ever got to 1,000, I might do this as a giveaway. Now, obviously, I did a giveaway for 500, which was the wheel spins, but I could do car giveaways. So I could get some of the most expensive cars in the game, and I could give them away to new players.
Yes.
They would be hidden around maps for new players. And as long as you're a subscriber, you can go and grab those and enjoy those cars, which would work nicely. But obviously, it can be done in many of the different ways. You'll see on your screen now. So it's pretty decent.
It's pretty good, yeah. So yeah, I think it's kind of a better way of into like remove car from garage. You can basically just gift car, and obviously you can do certain things like you can obviously gift it to certain people, certain groups of players. I believe is how it's turned, and then
I do like that idea though.
Yeah, and then I believe you can also choose how you want it to appear as it's been sent by. So you can say, oh, this was gifted by this gamertag, or you can say like certain messages and stuff that you'll have when I presume when they find the car.
Yeah.
And that's
pretty decent. So obviously one of the other main things they showed us was the upgrades. Yes. Now they showed us bits of the garage, what the layout looks like, but also obviously they showed us some upgrades, and the Jeep Gladiator did have some custom body kit upgrades as well, didn't it? Porsche GT Taurus, I believe they used as well as another example. That was the wide body kit on that was terrible.
Yes.
Absolutely horrible, and the colour was horrible as well.
Yeah.
But anyway, away from that, they did show us some of the body kits previously with the Toyota Supra. But this is most we've got so far, and obviously you can paint and decorate your cars and stuff.
So I think one of the big things to me that I noticed at least anyway is, with the upgrade system, usually it's just like 1 by however many upgrades you can get. Now it's kind of 3 by whatever. I mean, obviously it's like a bit of a grid layout.
Yeah. Different layout, really.
Yeah, and I presume that is probably just because they're adding so many different things, and obviously like the Jeep that was on there was many different options for side skirts, bonnets, whatever was added.
Yeah.
And hopefully there are a lot more of them type of upgrades, because there aren't really that many. Like, you might get a certain car and you go, oh look, you can slam a side skirt on this, and then that's like 1 car of not too many.
There are people who think that the upgrades in Horizon are terrible because there's not enough customization options.
There aren't many customization
But
options. You can either launch a Forza bumper and a Forza wing. This is 80%, 85%.
This is how I see it. The car was designed by the manufacturer to look that way for a reason.
Yeah.
Don't mess it up. Yeah. Leave it alone.
Yeah. That's what Need for Speed does different.
That's what Need for Speed does differently. There you go. Right, Audi, I know you spent 5 years designing that car, or BMW, or whatever. Mazda, you spent a couple of years designing the MX-5. Yeah. But we're going to mess it up for you. Big wing. Yeah. Flipping massive splitters. Side skirts, skirts that hang lower than anything else. Slam it. Stupid wheels, wide body kits. Yeah.
Although I'm not hoping for.
That's what I'm really glad about Forza is they keep cars, the majority of them stock. It's just the fan base a bit.
Yeah, you can't leave them with too much.
No, because they like to Forza wing their cars, and Forza winging cars is just disgusting.
Oh,
it's a criminal offence, but the reason the majority of cars are left alone is because this game is realistic. Yeah. Oh well, it's not real. It's still a game, but I mean it's far more realistic than Need for Speed or the Crew 2, who just employ huge wings that are actually incredibly illegal.
Yeah, that is true. Right, so
so there's better than it was upgrade wise, but it's worse than it was for those who want cars that are wider than 15 Range Rovers, lower than a Dwarf, and flipping as stupid to look at as a telegraph pole with skirts on. Wearing skirts. It's just stupid.
So, obviously these are things that can be applied to certain cars, certain modifications to certain cars. However, there is one upgrade that is coming to all cars, I presume. And it's one that could be useful. And it's obviously the new tyre.
Yes. New drift tyres, and also another form of brand new off-road tyres, which will help with off-road racing rather than actual off-roading. Yeah. Which I won't be using because I've never ever fitted off-road tyres to a car that doesn't have them.
Well, to be fair, I never really have a specific. You are doing off-roading, and that's all you're doing.
Yes, but even in an off-road car, like even if I'm rallying, right, and I'm in like a 22B or an Evo 6, I do not fit them with off-road tyres. I do not see the point in that, because I just leave them on their stock tyres, which are grippy road tyres, which do a bit of everything. Yeah. Or I put them on race tyres, which are fine.
Hopefully, these will give some advantage. I don't know. They're probably not really realistic, but it's probably like coding in if on dirt, go very fast.
I would like to see proper slicks though. Slicks would be interesting.
Have we not?
No, because we don't have those. But the problem with slicks is you have to drive pretty quickly, and the tyres have to be warm. Otherwise, you'll just spin out. But I think that'd be quite interesting.
Yeah, like the actual dynamics, but obviously, the slicks are kind of what you might have used if you wanted a specific drift car style thing, maybe depending on how you did it. But obviously, drift tyres now are just supposedly built for drifting, and literally nothing else.
Yeah, because that's terrible.
Yeah,
but what I do like this, right? I do like this is in the menu when you upgrade your car, you have the off-road thing. I like that. That's cool. Now, obviously, on the GT2 RS that they showcase, the off-road bar is terrible and will remain that way unless you rally it, which you won't unless you are a little bit cuckoo. Yeah. But I appreciate your effort. Yeah. Very good idea, my friend. It's quite a good idea, but it's a bit stupid. Yeah. But stupid rally cars are interesting. Anyway, away from the point. I like that bar. I think it's quite cool. It's interesting because you can compare the off-road. So say if you got a car above 6, because 6 is usually that when it starts going fairly decent. If you've got a car with off-road above 6, but then the stats are still pretty decent, speed, acceleration, launch, and everything else, you've got a very good all-rounder. That will be the Evo 6 or the 22B or the Audi Quattro or the Lancia Delta, won't it? It'll have a higher off-road thing, but its stats will still be fairly decent, so it can be used on the road and off-road.
It's literally, it's just not quite a ranking system, but something pretty similar.
I don't think we'll have 10 off-road.
Yeah.
The 10 thing I think they're getting rid of.
Yeah.
It was terrible because basically all cars that were half decent was a 10 handling.
Yeah.
You could get most cars above that.
That was shocking. Yeah,
like the highest rating you could get in Horizon 3 without Forza Euro was 9.3.
Yeah.
Without Forza Euro. Yeah. It was 9.4, 9.5
no 10s
with
at
it.
all. So yeah, in a way they did just overkill.
Because then they
every
overkilled it with. They were like every half decent car can be 10, but then the problem is. Some 10s were better than other 10s, but you didn't know which 10s were better than other 10s because the rating was all 10. Whereas at least you knew with 9s that 9.1 was worse than 9.4.
Yeah. So, yeah, hopefully they will just tone that down a lot. I mean,
I don't mind some 10s. Yeah, it's fair enough.
Add some 10s that are at the pinnacle of going round straight without braking at all. You know, what did
corners
I say?
or straight.
Going around corners without braking. Now, obviously, you know, give 10s away, but otherwise,
they were giving 10s away like it was Strictly Come Dancing.
Yeah.
Is that what the hell?
It wasn't very. Yeah, just tone it down a bit, please.
Craig Revel Hallwood.
Yes.
10.
So. Yeah, I guess I don't know.
There was just somebody in the back of Playground Games, and they were like, "What should we give the Porsche 918 for its handling?" Yeah. And somebody with a like a table tennis bat with 10 written on it. Yeah. 10. Yeah. And then they were like, "What should we give the Apollo IE?" 10. What should we give the another cat? What should we give the 599XX Evo? 10. And they're just basically doing that. They were pretending they were Craig Revel Hallwood. That's basically that was what they were doing in the back of the Playground Games meeting. And they were like, fair enough. And they were like, what do we do to all of the supercars? 10, except from the Bugatti Chiron. Because it's crap.
Oh, it did have a shock. That does have a shock.
It is a shocker. What do we give the Bugatti Divo? 10, even though it cannot corner for its life because it weighs too much.
Yeah. So
yeah, that's basically what happened.
Maybe not quite FH3 level because that literally was nowhere close to a 10. But
yeah, but the thing is,
closer to that than it.
The 10s that are in Horizon 4, you basically base those off what they were in Horizon 3. So I know that the 918 was a worse handling car than the Centenario in Horizon 3. Therefore, because the physics engine is pretty much identical, and because of the way the game works, it's fairly similar, and the actual engine of the game is very similar, I know that the 918 is worse handling than the Centenario in Horizon 5. And I know that the best handling car, not Horizon 5, Horizon 4, I know that the best handling car in Horizon 3, which was a Radical RXC Turbo, if you did not know, only car that you could go flat out through Fanny's Corner, which if you don't know what it is, then you need to go and check back on some Horizon 2 videos. The only car that you could go flat out through Fanny's Corner was the RXC Turbo. And I think it was 9.4 or 9.3 handling, wasn't it? Without Forza Euro.
It was an incredible handling car.
Just a pity it wasn't that first.
Yeah.
But
that's probably why it was had such good handling, though, to be fair.
Yeah, because slower cars are better than faster cars. End of story. Anyway, so I knew that was a fairly decent car to begin with. So any car that handled better than that, I knew was had a warrant of a 10, because that is a 10.
Yeah.
So any car that handled better than that 10 was allowed a 10. But there are some 10s, quite a lot of 10s, that don't handle as well as that 10. Yeah. That's why the 10s are stupid, because there's too many. At least have a 9.9 or 9.8. We need more. Like, if it's going to be that, fair enough. The 10 should only be allowed for cars that are seriously track ready, like the AMG Project 1 or the Aston Martin Valkyrie, which isn't in the game yet, but it is confirmed, by the way. What's for Horizon 4? That's what it should be set for. That was 9 .9s and 9.8s should be reserved for the lesser good handling cars, but they're still track focused like the 599X Evo, or the FX6K, or the Vulcan P1 GTR, if that's in the game, which I don't think it is. Stuff like that. Then your mid 9s should be for your Radical, for your Aerial Atoms, your track focused cars like the BAC Mono, the Donkervert, which Donkervert's not actually that good handling, but the Caterham, stuff like that basically. Then your low 9s should be for your standard track focused sports cars or supercars like the GT2 RS, the GT3 RS, the GT3, the Koenigsegg Yeskos, the Bugattis, your other Koenigsegg's and all your stuff like, and the Apollo IE, blah blah blah. Then that's where you go into your 8s or your high 8s, low 9s, which is just your standard supercars and sports cars, and then that works its way down like that. That's how it would be, and I'm sure it's quite a good idea if it was my game, which it's not. That's how I would structure it. So, but speaking of handling, there is a racetrack now.
Yes.
Which I'm happy about. But there's also a dirt racetrack, which I cannot wait just to meet and you in and out on you if you're on. Just having a massive drifting a massive drift around the banked arch of the NASCAR style oval that is the dirt track. Oh my god, Audi Quattros. Imagine an S1 Quattro, the Lego one up there. 520 horsepower, back end just sliding. It doesn't have 520 in the game, by the way. It did in real life. The actual rally version. Just driving MG Metro 6R4 or Renault 5 Turbo. Oh, it was just an absolute blast. It was the best thing ever, just driving like cheap classic old cars that were rallying. Renault 5 Turbo T16 as well, another good one. Rear engines as well, mid engines as well. Oh my god, I can't think about it better. Pretending you're Colin McRae or Tommy Mackinnon in proper flipping homologation specials is nothing. There's nothing better. And if you race my Evo 6 in Motorsport 7, you'll realise it's a very good car even on the track. So, it's brilliant. Can't wait for that. That'll be a blast. There's a proper racetrack, obviously, for testing all of our cars, which will be interesting. Lots of Horizon festivals now. I think in the last update they obviously showed us, there are now different festivals for different race events. A bit like there was in Horizon 3. Yeah. But instead of you unlocking loads of different types of races, like dirt races and rally races and cross country and asphalt races, in this festival is specifically for a certain type of race. So you've got one festival for just track driving, like for asphalt. You've got one for street, one for dirt, and one for cross country, stuff like that. And you've got challenges in each of those, and you work through all of that specifically and differently through different maps, different showcase events, different sort of. Then that eventually unlocks your final outcome. So for the asphalt, eventually your final outcome is the Colossus, and then the big Goliath eventually at the end. Stuff like that. It looks really interesting. I don't know what it's like. A lot of people will probably go asphalt first. I'll probably go asphalt first only because I want to get rid of it. Because I don't want. Actually, no, I'll probably get street first because I want to get rid of that. Then asphalt because I want to get rid of that. Then cross country because that's not my favourite. And then probably rallying last. I don't know. Or do it another way. I think you can do a bit of everything at the same time. So as long as you unlock,
just go into different areas.
You start off with one, you pick one, you complete enough of that so that you can unlock another one, then you complete enough of that, you collect like stars or points or whatever to unlock the next one, and then the next one, and you can work it all together then really. But it is quite interesting. Obviously, they have said also that Forza shop will have exclusive cars and stuff, which it did originally. I remember one of the first cars I got was a GT3 RS 2019. Bought that from the Forza shop. First week of Horizon 4.
So what was the one that you could turn into Sparky or whatever it was in FH4?
599XX Euro. That was wasn't Forza shop. No, that was seasonal playlist. That.
Oh bloody hell!
That is returning as well.
Yeah. Fair. Never did them, but alright, fair. Could be one.
I will be going for all the exclusive cars again.
Yeah.
As I normally did. But I don't know whether they're going for every car because I've got every car in Horizon 4 now. Most of them I haven't used, and most of them I don't like. So, but I'll be if I get car pass cars that I don't like, I'll just keep them because may as well. I can then buy extra car pass cars and give those away to people who've got a car pass as well. Yeah. If they don't, which doesn't really make any sense, but if they want an extra, they can buy it, can't they? Even though they can actually, that wouldn't work. Anyway, so I mean, I've got like 4 GMC Cyclones in Horizon 4. I've got like 4 Typhoons. So many of the so many of the exclusive cars I've got duplicates of. The reason nobody's got one is because I've got them all.
Yeah.
If I had the car drop, I'd get rid of the. Well, I wouldn't actually. I wouldn't get rid of the cycle.
Well, the thing is,
I love the cycle.
Hopefully, they're bringing back the wheel spin logic, because the reason why I had a lot of duplicates was just on the grounds of you couldn't get rid of your cars in a wheel spin, so you'd have to kind of remember what
then
car
they
you
introduced the selling, didn't they? Which I think was genius. I love that.
They need to add that back, because
I think it will come out.
it was just on the grounds of like you'd have to try and remember what you got as a duplicate, and then go back and either try and sell it or just remove it from your garage because you don't want it.
There were a couple of cars that did actually glitch out and didn't allow you to sell.
Yeah.
It did a couple of times. I think I got glitched on a Ford GT and a BMW M6, but it was very rare that it happened. I think they fixed that as well. Unlike most of the other stuff that glitched out and they didn't fix. But so yeah, it's going to be very interesting. There's quite a lot of news, obviously. We've had a lot of previous stuff. If you want to have a look at those, then you can somewhere in the Horizon 5 playlist and what. But there's been quite a lot of stuff. So I think there's probably other stuff, but
well, we covered quite a lot of what was in the most recent Forza live stream, just trying to get you down with what is going on, just kind of putting a bit more information in than otherwise might be heard, and
and also discussing some of the older news that we got, because obviously this is a news video, we do need a little bit of glossing of all the older stuff, but basically that will conclude the news video for now, but we will just gloss over why there's not been much Horizon 5 stuff, because firstly, there's not a lot to post about. Secondly, I'm not loading any wish lists anymore. And thirdly, we've got some really good projects on the way. Officially, the projects are incoming, and we have had a couple previously. The BTCC one was a good little small series I did. It was very nice. It was good to film. If you haven't seen that, I'm sure you'll actually really like it, so make sure you go check it out. But we do have the Ultimate Garage series coming, which I can't wait for. That will be the week starting after this one goes up. So very, very soon, hopefully. Fingers crossed. Can't wait for that. Then we have, I'm working on the big projects behind the scenes, which you won't know about until they upload. Obviously, we do have the full Railway Walk coming on to the second channel eventually. And then we're going to start a brand new Minecraft series, which I'm sure you'll all love, because it's coming onto this channel, because it's building the car that this channel was named after. And I think it will be quite interesting to do it now that we've hit 600 subs as well, because we have officially done that. Thank you to all. So as we've hit 600, I think it would be quite nice to introduce the new Minecraft series as part of that. So yeah, there's a lot of good stuff coming, and I will start with the educational content a little bit more as well now, just to joggle little bits of style content and make it a bit more interesting. So yeah, some good stuff coming. Horizon 5 coming in November, and I will say Goodbye Horizon 4 series is nearly at an end. We have episode 13 incoming very soon. Episode 14, which is driving our favourite cars, which is quite interesting because my favourite car was a 1973 Range Rover with 1,356 brake horsepower, it was quite fast. I will let you into that secret. It was also quite good. But that's coming, and episode 15, which is the finale, will release on October the 5th officially, if I get filmed by then. Which is exactly 1 month until the Ultimate Edition of Horizon 4 is released, which I will be getting. I will be getting it on day 1, and I will be doing a video on it on day 1 at some point. So, make sure you subscribe for that. But that is when all Horizon 4 content will stop until Horizon 5 is released. So until then, I've got to try and keep you guys entertained with stuff that isn't Horizon 4. Hopefully we could probably start the Minecraft series by then, though. So we might have some gaming stuff. Be quite interesting. But anyway, that's it for today.
So guys, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully we've got everything that you need out of this FH5 video, and anything that you want for the channel for the next few months of the channel. So I'll catch you all in another one. Goodbye.